His head, and there he goes. Abyss gonna clean him up.
Olaf goes down. Everyone's just gonna line up here for Lazzy. He's gonna find himself the Quadra. Give it to him. Pentakill.
Priestley with the quad feet.
Gets the ace. Available, just spin to win all over.
That game was insane.
Hello everybody and welcome to Saints Gaming Siege. My name is Jackson Pride Brown, joined alongside Dan Banners, and we have a great matchup here for you tonight in this R6 Collegiate Premier League. Tonight we will have St. Clair College versus Iowa State University. Danners, how are you feeling about this upcoming matchup?
All right, holy smokes. First off, I actually get the cast for once. This is a little bit interesting here. It's awesome to be back beside you here for some Siege. We have not seen this in months. We are in a fresh patch as well. Plenty of action right around the corner here for us today as we're already getting into pick and bans. Definitely excited for this. Of course, this being the CollegiateR6 Premier League, the top players and top teams of all of CollegiateR6 in North America coming here to compete, of course, in this league. Of course, picking off with the bans. Some pretty standard ones. Thatcher and Jackal, they're out of here already.
Yeah, so St. Clair College, they went to that the Premier League there at the end of that last year there, and you know, it was the second semester was their first time in that Premier League, I do believe, and it didn't go as planned per se. So St. Clair looking to turn that around as we head into this semester. Iowa State is going to be the team that will be looking to punish St. Clair here first if they cannot come through and make some changes to their play style. But we have a lot of new roster changes up and coming here now, so the St. Clair College roster going into today will be JM Beast, Rapid, Noxu, Vazdex, and then finally, I forget his full name again. What's the exact name for Gangstology? Because it's the Gangstology is not his actual name here.
No, of course. If you've seen any of our social medias, Gangstology is actually Energized, but
yes,
unfortunately his account name does not quite match that here today in this matchup. But still, of course, an interesting one because we have a bunch of new players, we have a bunch of returning players, but not necessarily returning players from like last season. Having JM Beast back on the squad alongside Rapid, that's like some first year stuff here from our St. Clair Saints, and it's really interesting to see them back here. Will we see any sort of changing in the slightest from their playstyles? From talking to JM Beast, not so much. He just kept it nice and simple, and it's like, hey, I usually play Maestro, and I plant the buff, or I plant the diffuser.
Yeah, so yeah, JM Beast now joining us here on this roster. He spent a lot of his past time coaching this team, so now actually coming on the front lines and competing is definitely going to be interesting to see, and I'm excited to maybe see a great performance from here tonight. But it's going to be interesting for JM Beast though, because I don't think he's played in a Premier League matchup yet.
No,
so he's good. This is since his last time playing CollegiateR6, his competition is going to be 10 times as difficult as it was last time he was competing here in CollegiateR6. So let's see how this one comes through. The preparation round has begun, and now we're actually going to start off with Detective from ISU, going to take down Vazdex from St. Clair. An early 5v4 in favor of Iowa State University. Not a great start here for the St. Clair Saints in this Premier League.
Oh boy, what a way to start things off. You're already trying to get aggressive there, Vazdex, and you're getting taken down within the first 45 seconds. This is exactly what JM Beast was warning me about. Vazdex goes big or he goes home, and it's interesting first off to see the Warden get picked up, but again, just instantly taken down.
Yeah, so not a great start there for St. Clair, as we were saying, but here we go. There's definitely a lot of room to, you know, come back and clean up your little errors here. So it is actually going to be Detective looking to maybe find another here. There's players all around him, but just right not in the first line of defense. JM Beast and Rapid both here teed up, ready to go for this entry, and Iowa State should be breaking through any second now. Their lineups are all getting there, and Iowa State is looking to make a break any second.
Absolutely good. Be hanging on just a little bit longer here. And of course, Rapid with that smoke, tried and true, picking it up from last year as well. He's going to want to hang on as long as possible because, of course, those smoke grenades definitely, or the poison grenades rather, are just so good at stopping a post plant, or not a post plant, but getting it planted to begin with. But Till, it's going to find Noxu off the distance, but JMB's he's not going to win that team, not that team fight, that gunfight. And Detective on the side of Iowa State going to take him down. Gangstology though, trying to fight back.
Yeah, so he will find one there, and that will be energized to the side of St. Clair, as we were saying before. Now to a 2 versus 4, so definitely numbers not in your favor, but definitely a winnable round of that, especially when Energize is able to find another on to Thin Mint. What a great gamer tag there. So Iowa State now only with one player advantage, and that's actually Energized with another, but he will get traded out from Detective, all up to Rapid. We've seen him make clutches before, and I would not be surprised to see it again. He's in a great spot here. Players right in front of him and right behind him. The pinch is there. They gotta know he's kind of like lined up here. He has a player right on either side of him. It's not going to be easy for the side of Rapid. This bomb is down, so he has to make a play. He is forced to make something happen. These shots are going to be heard. This player going to be behind the wall, maybe spotted. Yes, it is, but Rapid not able to get it, and that is going to be number 1 from the side of Iowa State, being able to close things out. And that's going to be Iowa State University taking round 1 here in this game number 1.
No, honestly, really good on there from Iowa State to just have the wherewithal to actually push in both at the exact same time. Had they trickled, it very well could have been a Rapid clutch. But unfortunately there for the side of St. Clair, wise play coming out from Iowa State, going to give them the first round in this opening matchup. And I'm still getting used to seeing some of these operators are currently being shown. Tachanka is being showed here, but of course he no longer has that turret. It's crazy to think that it's been that long since we've casted some Rainbow Six Siege, but yeah, Tachanka for the longest time now, no longer that gigantic turret. He takes it with him and just basically spits fire.
Yeah, so here we go. Some more operator select coming through for this round number 2. St. Clair not able to connect on that round number 1, as we were saying. But one thing I do really want to point out is Energize. He does pick up 3 kills throughout that, and that is absolutely massive. That is something that you do like to see for the side of St. Clair. Energize going huge. Let's see if he can continue to do that on this defense side of things. Just needing a little bit of extra help there from the rest of the guys.
I'm really intrigued now to see what on earth Rapid is cooking up here with this Tachanka. I know I mentioned it already before, but have not seen it at all so far, and you don't see it too often in competitive either, so going to be interested nonetheless. But of course, Iowa State, fantastic start to their attack. Going to be switching things up. I believe this was CCTV we're going to up next, unless it got switched up. I could not quite get the catch on that, but without further ado, attack is underway. Let's see if we can get ourselves round number 2, see if Saints are going to tie this up, or if they're going to possibly start to spiral early here.
Yeah, so these cameras going to get shot out early here from Iowa State, as per usual. They do not want their push to be revealed. And, you know, all the drones going to come through as well and spot out some enemies, give them a general idea on how this St. Clair setup actually is built right now. But that is going to be the first entry frag coming from Energize, and he's 4-1 here now, Danners. I was not anticipating to see a player come through this strong and this aggressive here early, but it's working out for him great. Till has tons of info on where this setup kind of is located with his drone that is currently sitting here. This player has been pinged several times, and his utility as well.
This is definitely one of those sites, especially here on Clubhouse, that has been absolutely beaten to death. If you play on Clubhouse, you're used to attacking here, you're used to defending here, and it sometimes makes a little bit of a metagame for itself with things getting so standardized, as we do see Thinmits here on the Maverick getting ready to start tearing away at some of that hard reach towards that first initial balcony. Gonna have to make a run for it, though. There was somebody right there on his tail. Going for safely. Till taking a little bit of heat as well, but staying alive overall. But still, minute 40, still lots of time, but a slow start here for this IOSU push as they even it up as Noxu goes down.
Yeah, and that's a big pick, because to get numbers back and to at least even for the attacking side is so massive. And Iowa State proving they can do just that and actually put numbers down in their favor, as Gangstology going to lose his life. That's Energize, and that's a big player to take down. Energize is the only one with kills for St. Clair so far. To have him out of this game right now is not what you like to see. Thinman's going to find another one there on a JM Beast. Rapid, last player alive, trying to do something, but Thinman's going to shut him down, and it's going to continue. Energize is still the only player with kills right now from the side of St. Clair, and that is definitely a concern.
Tried and true. Bread and butter, one at a time, just took them down nice and quickly. Iowa State looking fantastic so far on these last 2 attacks. And Saints really been kind of pushed into a rough position. They're kind of stuck bouncing all over the place in regards to where they want to try and defend. Looking to maybe try the basement this time by and maybe switch things up. A classic JM Beast Maestro possibly getting picked up here. Rapid looking over to the Goyo as well. And of course, a couple other operator selections here going down. Maluzi, I think it's going to be the first time we're going to see Vazdex pick that one up. And okay, Rapid going to be picking up the pulse this time by with that heartbeat sensor, of course, being able to spot people through walls and the floor and call that out for the team, plus always having that nitro cell on hand to maybe get an explosion through the floor.
Yeah, so essentially what you're just saying right there is Rapid should be getting a lot of intel for the team here right now in this round, and he really should be, may not reflect to the scoreboard, but it should really help out the rest of the team, try to close out these kills and get the push from Iowa State shut down. So St. Clair still in search for a round, still in search for something, and Energize, he's still doing a lot of work right now from St. Clair, obviously talking about him a lot as he's been having a great game, but I also got to talk about Detective. Detective has been finding these entry frags for Iowa State. He's been finding these initial kills to open up the map to begin with to allow his team to push through, giving really good news there for the side of Iowa. But here we go. It's going to be round number 3 underway. St. Clair looking to answer back.
Detective absolutely popping off so far, and it's going to be tough for the Saints to get on back here. You see them focused in, ready to go. It's time to turn something around. Otherwise, we're really starting to get a little bit uncomfortable, to say the least here. Vazdek's going to be on the Maluzi this time by a very fast operator alongside the Banshee devices as well, being able to slow everybody else down and just be absolutely annoying. But from what we've seen so far, whenever Vazdex has gotten aggressive, it just has not quite worked in his favor. So we can see what happens this time by. It looks like Detective is going to be going from top down while everybody else is kind of scattered.
Yeah, so Detective, like we were saying, has been this guy who's been finding a lot of these entry frags lately, so I would not be surprised to be on his POV right now. And the drone's going to come through, trying to gather himself some intel here. There's a nice little burn mark here. He's just trying to sneak this thing through, but not going to work out. Till and Rapid going to go 1-for-1 with JM Beast being the casualty there from the side of Iowa, or sorry, from the side of St. Clair. And now in a 4v4, it's going to be the side of St. Clair looking to make a play. But Rapid now actually getting one on the board is going to be absolutely massive for the side of St. Clair. Iowa State currently looking to find some more entry picks. The heartbeat sensor from Rapid could be huge. Spots out one, but can't find the kill. Detective takes him down. Vazdek's going to find number 1, now putting us into a 3-on-3. This is a decent position for St. Clair because Iowa State don't have as much assets now well attacking. But Rapid, that player who is supposed to be gathering a lot of intel, is going to lose his life here already in this one. One good news, though, if you are from the side of St. Clair, Energize, he's been playing great already, and he's still alive in this round. That is great news. And Vazdek taking down Detective is also a great pick. So this is looking very good for the side of St. Clair.
Yeah, honestly, this is a much better start here. Rapid was able to at least get the one Nitro Cell kill, and Vazdek is finally going to go down, however, being able to get a little bit of a redemption for himself. Getting 2 eliminations in this round, 2-on-2 to finish things off here. The diffuser is still in the hands of Machia, though, so they can still make something happen. 1-on-1 battle here. Noxu is going to get blown up from somewhere.
Oh, but Energize finds Thin Mints, though, so now Noxu on the ground, but that is going to be Thin Mints down, so technically a 1v1, unless Noxu will get re-eyes, but no, that's not going to work out. That will be Machia, who will take him down now, a 1v1. Muto going to get shot from Machia, so that is going to be the exact location revealed now for the side of Energize, and he still has to plant. So Energize knows this and can play off of that, but now this is going to go down. Does Energize know? Yes, he does. He gets some wallbang shots, but not going to connect, and that is going to be the plant getting restarted. It actually never ended up going down. Still some shots coming through, but nothing going to connect onto the player. The lineup is like right here. They are right on each other. Some shots. Still nothing really connecting.
Oh,
But they know exactly where each other are.
Yeah, this is actually really brutal. Getting that the diffuser down, back and forth fight, so close. Pistols whipped out here. This is a little bit rough. He's got him so close. He's got a knock, but can they get the diffuser in time? I think they do. Beautifully done there from Energized. Gangstology going to take that one. Beautifully done. Saints absolutely needed that one, and they come in right at the right time. Beautifully done from Gangstology.
Yeah, you know what? It all came down to that 1v1, and that is the player that you would want alive right now in that 1-on-1. He has been an absolute beast today. You see him with that bandana on. He is ready to go. And so that is going to be the side of St. Clair picking up their first round now. As we head into round number 4, they still will be trailing by 1, but that looked a lot cleaner and a lot better, chemistry-wise, a lot better teamwork there in that round on the defense side of things. So let's hope to see that again here from the Saints. But Iowa State, they're still having a great attack. Like, that round really came down to the wire.
Absolutely. I'm so surprised that that Gangstology was able to actually clutch that one up, being left down to the pistol, but somehow still made it work. And that's exactly what St. Clair needed. That round in general was exactly what St. Clair needed, with Rapid getting himself on the board with the Pulse I was going to say the pulse bomb. This ain't Overwatch, but with the Dartbeat scanner into the Nitro Cell, and then Vazdex finally kind of breaking the streak, the little deficit he was going on here. And that being said, though, going into this next round, we do have a couple role swaps almost in regards to which operators are being played. As it's been Gangstology who's been on the Jaeger for most of this series so far. But it's going to get moved over to Vazdex. Gangstology is going to be on the castle, so it's going to be putting barricades up all over the place. And JMB's, instead of Maestro, is going to be on the mute this time by.
Yes, so now we do see Vazdex also picking up 2 kills in that previous round. So that's a very good start there for Vazdex now to at least, you know, get some action of his own here in play and get something started. So St. Clair players picking up a little bit of momentum here moving forward. And let's just hope that all keeps up here now for the Saints. It is going to be backing up the 5v5 action. The attack from Iowa State going to come through. St. Clair trying to pull off this defense as per usual. And Iowa State now back on this upstairs bomb plant, or where the bombs are actually located, could be in very good news for them because St. Clair last time up here, it was not looking as great.
Yeah, they basically just got rolled over last time they were here, so we're going to be hoping for something a little bit different. Noxu up on the catwalk, getting ready to see the aggression coming through. Does have a rough idea that there's at least somebody around the corner. That being said, everybody else nice and quiet so far. A little bit of damage coming in for that door. Noxu ready and waiting, tight angle, but nobody's going to bite. Not just yet.
Yeah, he's still just sitting there and waiting. As there hasn't really been an engagement going down, but he sees a player cross. Noxu just doesn't have as nice of an angle as he wants. If this player does decide to come through, he has a great opportunity for the kill. Standing up might not be it, Chief. And he is going to get shot down from Thin Mint over to his left. And that's going to now put us into a 4-on-4, though. Did a player disconnect from the side of Iowa State?
Unfortunately, they did, so it does bring this down into a 4-on-4, even though technically Iowa would have had the jump. But the round has started. It's already attacking. This does finish now. One thing to take note of is no one currently on the Ying for one of the first times here in this series. Already fired off one of those Candelas, and it's going to be Vazdex just absolutely shutting them down until it has returned. So next round we'll be in. We don't have to rehost. We're all good to go. So action is still underway. 2 players left on the side of Iowa State, but 4 on St. Clair. And right now, Detective still kind of stuck outside. Not sure what's up with Thin Mints. I think he was on the roof last time I checked, and it's just a very, very rough spot to try and bring down. And there's Vazdex with another one, bringing himself up to 5. Triple kill here in this one. He's just straight up running out, but he's going to finally get shut down.
Yeah, so Thin Mint's location will be revealed here now in a 3-on-1. At the end of the day, though, I know I hate saying it's unfortunate on a broadcast, but it is unfortunate that one of those Iowa State players did disconnect there. Not much you can do about that situation, and, you know, this round could have ended out differently for them if that player was there, but at the end of the day, stuff happens, and it's looking like St. Clair. This is definitely their round to win here. I'd be flabbergasted if they lose this round.
Yeah, very well could be the start of a little bit of momentum for them to tie this one back up. But that being said, don't want to necessarily drop the ball here on Thin Mint, who is currently on a triple kill. Going to just frag check himself, I guess. Here, going to just take a little bit of damage, but just to get the wall open, that could be valuable later, but it depends on what the Saints do. If they move preemptively, this very well could turn into an ace from Thin Mints, but they didn't. They waited. Gangstology going to make sure that Saints get themselves on the board yet again here and to tie us up 2-2.
Yeah, one thing I've really noticed is that Energize, and I don't know, should I call him Gangstology here, or should I be calling him Energize?
Well, just to keep it simple, we'll call it what we see on screen.
Yeah, we'll call him Gangstology there. So Gangstology and Vazdex have been popping off for St. Clair here so far in this one. Those are 2 players I definitely want to keep my eye on here moving forward, as I hate to say it, but as out of St. Clair right now, they have 12 out of 13 kills for St. Clair right now, and it really seems as if Vazdex and Gangstology go down in these gunfights right now. It's looking a little concerning, so I want to see, you know, some help there from the other St. Clair guys, maybe helping out, other than just the util and knowledge and whatnot there. But Iowa State, they've been doing a great job of finding these entries. It just seems they can't really get past Gangstology and Vazdex.
No, I mean, you got to know your role, and thankfully there for the side of Vazdex and Gangstology, they've come around. We've seen Gangstology right off the start absolutely going nuts. Vazdex finally coming around here. So as the ones playing those roamer style operators, or the ones maybe just a little bit more aggressive than average on the defensive side of things, they're doing exactly what they need to do. But granted, yes, sometimes being the anchor there, like I know I look at JM Beast and Noxu right now, they might be 0-4, but at the same time, being that the last line of defense, it doesn't usually put you in position for like a vulnerable attacking player that often. You're usually kind of like the last one as multiple people are coming at you, so it's kind of biting them as of this moment, but at the end of the day, you can still try to trade out in those situations, and right now they haven't quite gotten there just yet, but that being said though, let's take a look at an interesting operator pick on the side of St. Clair, which of course is the Warden, which was for the longest time an absolute meme in the community. But with the change to flashbangs, he's actually kind of useful now. They made the change, like if you're from Counter-Strike, so you're so used to, you see the flashbang, you turn away from it, you basically don't get stunned. That's not necessarily the case anymore. Even if you turn around in Siege, you'll still get flashbangs, but just for a lesser amount of time. Meaning, those goggles that Warden can put on to stop flashes, if he times it correctly, is just that much more valuable at catching an overzealous attacker.
Yeah, 100%. Those attackers, you know, once you get the util through, you just completely assume that your enemies are out of that playing field, and you just have the upper hand, and it can really help you win those one-on-one gunfights or two-on-one gunfights, whatever it may be. So St. Clair, that's actually Gangstology getting a little aggressive. Won't pay off. Till gonna pick it up, and ISU gonna reap the benefits, and that's now going to get to a 5v4, as St. Clair will be at a player disadvantage here now. And it is going to be a lot more difficult now to, you know, try to play this one. And both bombs have been found here now, and the fact that Gangstology has lost his life is going to make this round pretty difficult for St. Clair.
I think Saints kind of got baited right off the 6 pick here, because when they saw the 6 pick there from Machia, they were probably thinking it was something a little bit more aggressive, which is oftentimes the case, like a Ying or something for some flashes, hence the 6 over to the Warden. But instead, they brought the Thermite instead, as we do see Detective get taken down, but he's not quite down, but not out just yet. He'll be able to just pull aside for a second. But Machia picking up the Thermite instead and adding that extra layer of hard breach, kind of throwing off the 6 pick from St. Clair. And right now, they're really suffering, but they are going to at least get one.
Yeah, and that's actually going to be huge for Vazdex. He finds a second, and he knows a third is there. So he's in a great position, as Vazdex will clean up a couple. Now with 3v2 in favor of St. Clair, as Rapid will take down Machia as well. And St. Clair really just put themselves in a great position to find some picks there. Then Mince, though, will answer back with a pick of his own, but Noxu will clean it up. Noxu now getting on the board, providing some momentum for himself. 2-on-1, all left on a number 1. This is not going to be easy, though, especially when your full HP player lost his life, and you spot the last one. Number 1 comes through and shows why he's number 1 with the 1v2 clutch.
Absolutely. Just straight up, the Saints probably didn't know his position at that time. Like, they were just straight up booking it. They were running through the area, and as soon as the Saints player went down who had health, like, we looked over to Rapid, he had, like, what, 15 health maybe left on him? And it's like, okay, you can just, like, graze somebody in the toe with a pistol, and you'll still get the kill at that point. So it was definitely a rough spot, even though the 2v1 was in St. Clair's favor. So huge, honestly, they're on the side of Iowa State to bring this one back. No one or number 1, depending on which way you want to think about it, doing a solid job of clutching that one out.
Yeah, I could not agree more with you there on that one, Danner. So it is going to be the side of St. Clair looking to answer back here now, because if Iowa State wins this round, they guarantee themselves that half win. And you really do not want to allow that to come through quite yet. So St. Clair looking to tie this one up once again and not let ISU take yet another 2-round lead like they did have early in this game. So St. Clair, let's see what's going to actually happen. One thing I would really like to see is Energize not play that as aggressive position. That was, you know, it wasn't completely necessary to peek outside there. Last round could have just held back on your first point or whatnot. So it's going to be St. Clair. I'd like to see play maybe not completely as much of a passive, but just not be peeking outside. Yeah,
that was really weird, because yes, when you're holding the second floor gym site, it's very common for people to start going onto that balcony. However, you don't usually see people jump out of it. You see what Vazdex did, where they kind of line up to that one window that's usually covered up, and you just kind of spray down the balcony and just hope for the best.
Yeah.
And it did end up with a kill and almost 2, to be honest. Like, they kind of lined up there for him, I believe. And it almost made it work, but Gangstology there with the run out, unfortunately ill-advised, and it really put the Saints down early in that round. That being said, new round, another attack, one more time before the halftime switch. Saints want to try and tie this one up, of course, with attacking sometimes being seen as the harder role to do here in Rainbow Six Siege. So you want to make as much out of your defense as possible.
Yeah, so one thing, too, as well, is, you know, Energize coming through, or Gangstology, sorry, on that last play, he also did really open things up for Vazdex to find those kills, so there is good stuff there as well to think about. And now, like as we were saying, it is going to be St. Clair on that defense position, trying to even up this score line. Let's see if any early picks are going to come through. It doesn't seem to be the case. We are going to be looking at JM Beast's perspective here. A little new stream edition on the deck. It is going to be JM Beast. You can get a little face cam reveal there, and he is going to be trying his very best to hold down this lower position right near these bomb sites. He's more of one of those last lines of defense here for the side of St. Clair right now, just trying to make sure that if players do actually push through, if those first lines of defense go down, he's there to save the day. And it's kind of like a little trickle effect or whatnot. But Iowa State now will find that first opening pick. It's going to be Till taking down Vazdex with a nice headshot now. And it's going to be Iowa State now with the 5 versus 4, going to make their attacking a lot easier, especially now locating these bombs. They are looking to play off of it, and Till is in a hungry search for another pick. He has a couple players running right around below him, but nothing really fully connecting. He's going to take this drone around here a little bit more and try to find something, but it's just not going to really work on his favor. This sledge, though, will allow him to completely just break holes in the floors and get a lot of angles on players through above, and it could work out for him. But that also will be Thinman's actually losing his life from one of the players from St. Clair.
Yeah, this is a very awkward position to be here for Iowa State, to be honest, because like being... Or was it even? But now they do manage to get the kill into Rapid. And, of course, like I say, time and time again during Siege Cast, if you kill the smoke early, you are absolutely loving life. That being said, though, the dive into the area was just unfortunate. Noxu goes down. Jam Beast is down as well, though. Detective hanging on tight, trying to maybe get himself another clutch here as we have ourselves a 2-on-2. Gangstology taking care of no one. And now we have Noxu, the newcomer here, one of the newcomers on the Saints roster, alongside the other one, or not the other one, but another one with in regards to Gangstology in this case here. Looking, I think that was Detective off on the side. That is a concussion grenade coming out here from the Zofia of Detective. And we have back and forth, and up to Gangstology.
Oh!
He takes care of it, closes the till, and closes the half off tied.
Yeah, and that was a big win. You need this if you're St. Clair. If you lost this round, I mean, it's not only not great for, you know, the round count, it's also not great for momentum to be losing that one and going down 4-2. So huge for St. Clair to keep themselves in this one. Now a 3-3 scoreline is what we're looking at, and they're looking to pursue further with that. So last round of half, I believe, and this is where St. Clair is looking to win out the half and take that 4-3 advantage, because as we were saying, the attacking is known to be a little bit more difficult here. So St. Clair looking to get this 4th round to at least provide them a little bit of an upper hand here going into this halftime side change.
And Gangstology going to be finding himself double digits eliminations already at the half. You were mentioning prior to, just absolutely popping off so far in this Rainbow Six Siege CollegiateR6 debut here for the St. Clair squad. Absolutely loving what I'm seeing here from the squad. And taking a look at the next operators for the attacking side of things, you can see the difference in style in regards to the operator selection, but not necessarily that JMB is doing anything different. He's picking up the hard breach. He has the ace. He has the diffuser. Like he was telling me earlier, hey, I just anchor and I plant diffuser. That's what I do. It's what I do best. And he's going to be picking right up where he left off, it looks like. Meanwhile, though, Vazdex picking up one of the somewhat newer operators here. Yana going to be here basically using herself as a drone in form of a hologram. And then IQ, one of the classic operators here in Rainbow Six Siege. However, she just got a buff recently. We're using her gadget, her little computer there. She was always able to spot out gadgets, but now it actually tells you exactly which gadget it is that they spotted out. And it's much easier to ping it out for your team to destroy it. So a much stronger intel gathering operator for the Saints this time by.
Yeah, it's going to be Vazdex and Gangstology both trying to find an early kill together here, but nothing really going to connect. Nobody going to really be home, but that's actually really big because that shows that there's already an opening over where they are right now. They can actually like push through and get a little bit of control of that part of the map, and map control is so big in Rainbow Six. Even if you can take it slowly and like, you know what I mean, early in the game, just take a little bit of map control. It's so big for you, but it will be Detective taking down Noxu here early with the headshot. Going to make the push from St. Clair even more difficult. Vazdex looking to find something behind bottom bar, but that player will ultimately just fall off and play his life, which is pretty smart from the side of Iowa State right now. Iowa State really does not have to take these fights.
And taking a look at this Iowa State composition, I didn't quite mention it earlier, but this is an obnoxious composition that they've kind of drafted up for us. As we see with Thinmans, I think it just got completely bodied by a grenade, nearly getting taken down. And that is the Vigil there from No One as well. Does have the gadget activated as of this very second. So if they try to drone him out, he will be invisible to it, and it could possibly lure the Saints into a trap if they do end up falling for it. rather hurt, however, though. A lot of hurt health bars actually
Yeah.
here for Iowa, even though, yes, they might be the one player down. Going on a one-on-one gunfight, unless they can find that headshot, they could be doomed.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was just about to point out. And Thin Mints, that's going to hurt him in that gunfight right there. Not having as much health, but Till will take down Jambeast and will find Rapid as well. Vazdek's going to answer back on a no one, but Detective finds one, and Till finds Gangstology. ISU will take this one. And now, like, all those trades just started coming through all at once. Just turns into, like, nothing to mayhem. That's what I've noticed about a lot of these games. The same thing with Overwatch when I've been hopping on the mic with Overwatch. You literally sit there and watch the regroup, watch the build-up, and then it's just a colossal collide. And so much happens there in a matter of 5-10 seconds.
Hey, we used to see that a lot more back when the 20-second meta was a thing, and thank God that kind of went away, because I know I'd always joke in the last season that if I wanted to test esports students on observing a game but make it an absolute nightmare, I'd tell them to observe a game of Siege in the 20-second meta. Because let's be honest, you would absolutely miss everything, and those kind of situations are just so much going on, to the point where even the players, I assume, are having such a hard time calling everything out. Just shots fired from all directions, small little murder holes in the walls and whatnot that they would call them, and just so many little things you have to keep track of going so quickly.
That's one thing that really makes aggressive pushes in video games really so successful that they are. It's all about catching your opponent off guard and really overloading their comms, overloading their ability to, you know, communicate with each other effectively. Because if you can overload that, that completely gives, like, that's how you get kills in people's backs. That's how you find people off guard. That's how you get kills that are a little bit easier. But it all just comes with that element of surprise, right? So that is going to come out there, an attempt from St. Clair to use that element of surprise all coming through at once on that last second there. But it's going to be ISU just, you know, a little bit staying on focus, staying on par with their plays. The communication was still being able to come out from ISU there, so they do actually clean things up. But it's going to be St. Clair here once again, looking to get another offensive push. This time trying to get it under their belts as they are now trailing by a round. You really do not want to allow ISU to get on that 5-round marker, getting them that close to winning.
Absolutely, and one thing I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on here is Detective on the side of Iowa State picking up the Aruni or One Punch Woman, whatever you want to talk about. That bionic arm being able to just melee a wall and just blow up a huge hole in the wall as well. Just so many additional like transfer spots that you can make on the fly as well as just extra sight lines. It's absolutely insane. Not to mention that her gadget basically is a bit of a risk reward for going through it and either taking damage or destroying grenades and gadgets. So that will be something to take note of as we get to push slowly but surely towards a CCTV site. Thin Mints, Till actually, never mind, Thin Mints went down, but Till nearly finding one.
Till had a little bit.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is. But if Till did have a little bit more trigger discipline there, I feel like that kill would have came a little easier to him there. But he finds it nonetheless, so not a big deal. Vazdek and Thin Mints going to be those two players from each side being down here now. And another 4v4. I feel like we've seen a lot of early 4v4s in these rounds where, you know, like a player gets picked off and then another player gets picked off right from the other team right after for the trade, and then it's all hell breaks loose. But that is going to be Machia Day, able to take down Gangstology. A big pick up that, but Jambeast answers back, takes down Machia. So now in a 3-on-3, the trades are continuing to come through. That is very big for St. Clair being on the attacking side. If one of your attackers goes down, to be able to find that trade is definitely a big thing. Rapid going to get knocked down tremendously, very much losing his health. Will clean up that one player being Till. Very good stuff there from him. Now putting the player advantage in St. Clair's favor as Noxu finds Detective as well. That's going to leave no one. Now in a 1-on-3. Noxu and Rapid are lit, but the bomb is going to be going down. Going to make it very difficult onto him as every player is ready to run into him here. Now he's just getting aggressive. Rapid cleans it up, and now a 4-4 scoreline. This is getting interesting, Dan.
Absolutely, and that was a rough position. Damned if you do, damned if you don't there. Like, okay, you had the possible one-on-one, but unfortunately for no one, I think it was like the highest health member of the Saints at the time. Had it been any other one, you very well could have just kind of tickled them down and gotten the elimination. But yeah, with that round going the way it did, we have ourselves a 4-4 game. Saints keeping up here with Iowa State University. And it doesn't look like there's going to be a whole heck of a lot of changing here from the side of Iowa. Saints, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Going to do pretty much the exact same thing. And considering that Iowa State is going back to CCTV once again, let's see if they can make a small change. Maybe just avoid one of these quick picks that you were kind of mentioning that just keeps dropping this to a 5-on-4 or 4-on-4. Just stupidly quick into some of these rounds.
Yeah, because if you go down to I've had this debate many times when casting other titles. When it goes down to a 4v4, Does it favor the attacking side more, or does it favor that defending side more? That's one thing I've really debated on a long time in my head is, you know, if you get a 1-for-1 trade, a 2-for-2 trade here early in this matchup, whose side does it favor more? Because on the defending side, right, I personally would think that it favors the attacking side more. You have less players to defend, you have less angles that have to be checked, and you can really come through and find some early frags there. So personally, in my opinion, if St. Clair even finds some 1-for-1 picks or some 2-for-2 picks here, it could really help them open things up.
It definitely makes sense, especially if the person that you took down on the side of defense is one of those operators that want to be in for the long game. If you happen to snag a Smoke, snag a Legion, or a Wamai, any of these operators that get more gadgets as the round goes on, if you take any of those out like extremely early like that, then absolutely, you're absolutely correct. So looking forward to seeing what happens this time by. Back to CCTV, of course, once again. Installers are going to take care of that. I believe there's a mute jammer, so JMBs would, in theory, be able to go blow through that balcony door at any moment here. Of course, mute getting changed up a little bit as well. Before, his mute jammers would be able to go across basically both doors just by sticking it right in the middle. Not the case anymore. It's a smaller cone. So now, sure, you can block certain things, but not all of things, especially up high in the corners. Slow but steady adjustments, because mute has just been so strong for so long.
Yes, agreed there with you on that one there, Dan. So now, as of right now, it's just going to be Machia and Till kind of tagged down here a little bit. Gangstology, he's got peppered down a little bit himself. But as of now, we're still in a 5-on-5, and we're about almost halfway through this round here now. St. Clair making a slower approach. You know, at this point in time, usually in these past rounds, they've already been, you know, inside this building, a little bit more map control, but not the case this time. But Vazdex gets a nasty nade. How does that get thrown, actually? I'm very interested to see how this one actually gets played out.
That is definitely a beautiful one. That was like direct impact. Either they got droned out, or
oh my god, he's about to find another too. But Rapid will find the kill. No one gonna take down Rapid, but Vazdek's gonna get the trade out, and this works out all in St. Clair's favor. Now a 4v2, and the players are kind of pinned up against the wall. I mean, it's a 2-on-1 for every gunfight for St. Clair. Vazdek's gonna take down Till, and now all up to Thin Mints and a 1-on-4. I mean, at this point in time, the diffuser gonna go down from JMBs. It's gonna 100% get planted. The util getting thrown all over Thin Mints. Thin Mints is literally screwed at this point in time. Runs into one, Noxu cleans it up, and St. Clair taking their first lead of the game here now, and it's at a crucial time to take a lead here, Dan.
Absolutely. With it being so close to the end as well, this is just absolutely setting up for victory, especially if Iowa State tries to go for the same place again. They're just straight up not having any momentum here on CCTV, and I would not be surprised to see it change. Looks like that is, in fact, going to be the case here, going back down towards the basement for this one. And they're just having themselves an extremely hard time, honestly, ever since like the second round of ISU being on defense. And they're just kind of starting to gather some momentum. Not necessarily running away with it yet, but they're really getting the wheels turning.
Yeah, agreed 100% with you there once again. So St. Clair needing 2 more to close it out here. Now ISU going to need 3. You know, my predictions personally is we're going to see this as like a 7-5 win for the Saints, or we are going to see a 6-6 overtime, and then anything going to be able to happen from there. Those are my 2 predictions that we're going to see here. St. Clair finding that round was definitely really big in my eyes, as it does provide them a late game lead. It gives them a little bit of a cushion. Obviously, it's not really a cushion, because if they lose this round, it's tied up again. But if they win this round, it gives them such a massive progression. Like, match point, up by 2 already. Like, they would be in an ideal spot if they do win this round.
It really lights the fire underneath Iowa State if this next round does go into the Saints' favor. And you're talking about predictions. My prediction's already botched. I said that the Saints would take this in 7-3 fashion. Obviously not going to be the case here, but it just goes to show that I'm not the esports betting type now, ain't I? But going back on the attack here, of course, a couple rounds ago, JMB's able to find himself a way to get that goose egg off of his kill feed, as he was able to finally find his first elimination on his first game back into collegiate competitive. Welcome back, Coach. Looking to keep it back into the swing of things. And actually, Vazdex, that's fast. He's going to take down Castle.
That's a 15-second into the round kill, and that's a big one at that. He's hanging upside down. Well, he's doing it too, so really good stuff there from Vazdex. And Vazdex has been having a performance here this game, currently 13-8. Now out-fragging Gangstology. Both of them have been lights out performing throughout this game, as we've been saying. They've been finding entry frags on the offense, especially being Vazdex doing that. And then Gangstology went huge on the defense, so they're both doing their work. As you can see, Vazdex here going crazy. Now, it is going to be that player advantage still in favor for St. Clair, so it will provide their push of making things a lot easier on them. Thinmans is doing one of those, bigger roles for Iowa State too. So to take him out in this one is definitely big. So Vastex, though, he will get spotted, and that intel where he is now is actually going to be revealed as he does get pegged.
Yeah, the one thing that if there is going to be a benefit for the side of Iowa State is with Thinmans being the one going down. I mean, the castle barricades are already down.
Yeah.
He's done his job essentially in regards to gadgets, but obviously still want to be around for the gunfight. But meanwhile, the one who's going to be the problem here is going to be Till, constantly getting those Legion mines, those goo mines, and it stops the diffuser from going down if you happen to have a needle, and it can really make for some messy last-minute scenarios.
JMVs will find him.
Doesn't manage to get it. He's going to possibly get this diffuser down pretty well uncontested, it looks like. So now, 4-on-3, Saints trying to get into a post-plant position, but it's going to be contested big time.
Yeah, but who cares? That's Noxu and Gangstology finding 2. Detective answers back to at least now put it to a 1-on-3. But one thing I've noticed about R6 is 1-on-3s are so hard to pull off.
Absolutely.
Like, clutches in R6 are one of the hardest things to pull off. So it is going to be St. Clair taking that 6-4 lead. As we were saying just before that round started, 6-4 leading for Iowa State, or sorry, 6-4 lead for St. Clair is really going to shake Iowa State's boots up, because it's really not going to make things easy on them now. They're going to have to pretty much win 2 in a row, then go to overtime and have to get to 8 quicker than their opponent, which is definitely not an easy task.
So now I'm waiting for the cheese. This is where you send it when you're in this kind of position. And we have multiple operators that we've not seen before being selected. One of these are going to get 6 picked without question. And the Oryx, yeah, probably going to be the least optimal of everybody here. Where is that going to get swapped over? Bonus points for Till for picking up the cap can, personal favorite. So always love to see it. And we're going to get the Frost to my secondary. So how about that? They're throwing me a bone whether they know it or not here. Going to try and finish things off with a lot of traps, a lot of electricity, and a lot of area denial here with the castle coming out here from Thinmans, and of course the consistent utility denial there of no one's Jaeger.
Completely.
Or just straight up leave the game.
Oh my gosh, no. He's not going to be back in the next 25 seconds.
Round did not start yet, so they can technically send this off. So sure enough, we thought we were going all the way here, but we are going to have ourselves a rehost to see if St. Clair can manage to close out this series. Yeah, it's not quite the forfeit.
No, not quite the forfeit victory. It's still going to be a 6-4 scoreline, so we are going to send this one over to cameras here now. You can see us. You can see them in the nest there. Nice little new Crunchyroll banner in the back there from our Crunchyroll representatives coming over to campus here today. So it is going to be St. Clair, still leading 6-4 as we were saying, and it is going to be Till, actually, who isn't able to stay connected to the game. So having a little bit of connection issues there definitely could be a concern, but I think everything is going to get regrouped here now. St. Clair once again going to be staying on that attacking side. Scoreline once again going to be going back to 6-4. It's just going to be played out at starting at a 6-4 scoreline, everything like that, but it will say 0-0. So St. Clair technically going to have a 2-round upper hand.
Yeah, so I got to just quickly assist our observers just to get the rehost in order here. So unless you have anything quickly additional to talk about, I'm just going to quickly throw this to a break so we can get this all fixed up.
Yeah, I mean, we're all good here, guys. My name's Jackson Brown, joined alongside Danners. We'll go on a break.
And we're back. Okay, the quick rehost as we are now, of course, still on match point here as St. Clair are looking to finish the job up against Iowa State University. And they are on the wrong...
Oh, no.
Oh, looks like must have missed one piece of the puzzle, unfortunately, there. So we are going to hop back out, going to try that one more time here. But, of course, Saints trying their damnedest to finish this thing, but just ever so slightly, ever so short.
Yeah, so we are going to be winning here now. This one shouldn't take as long here now. I think some players are trying to take a little bio break as well, but let's hope we can at least finish out this game before we do that. So you can get a look at all these players here. Vazdex will not be in a seat, but over here you can see the Rapid player there, Noxu, Gangstology, and JM Beast, all lined up here, and they're just trying to get all organized here. Looks like we're having a tough time getting reconnected with this game here, and it's looking like our next game definitely going to be delayed here now, the one that was scheduled for 9:30, as we are already at 9:40 without finishing our first game up. So lots of siege action still to go here tonight, but sorry for all these delays. We're just waiting here now on another rehost for the lobby, as well as some more some more players reconnecting, and you know, right sides, correct sides, and all that, as well as players just getting back at their seats and all getting ready to go. But we're just waiting a couple minutes here, so bear with us. Danners, any final words here or anything like that before we carry on, I guess?
No, we'll be starting in just a second. Of course, players are going to be waved to the camera. They know that everyone's on camera, and I'm glad that they are enjoying the new feature. Hope everybody's enjoying the new feature at home as well. But once again, one more time, unfortunately, I forgot to mention one final switch, which meant we have to do one more rehost. So sorry about that, everybody. We will be very quick to get ourselves back into this one. And we'll see the conclusion here of St. Clair Saints versus Iowa State University.
All right, everyone, welcome back. Sorry for that one. That should be the last little bit of a break we have there until we, you know, go from game to game here. So back in St. Clair College versus Iowa State, the scoreline is still going to be 6-4. First to 7 wins this game. If it's tied 6-6, though, it goes to overtime and makes it first to 8 in. Once again, we are going to have another problem, and apparently it's putting the side of St. Clair back on to the defensive side rather than the attack side. So a little bit more issues there. Thought it was going to be our last little break here. So sorry to all you viewers at home, but I think we are going to send this one to a quick little one more break before we go. So stay with us. We'll be right back once again in a couple of minutes, and so sorry.
Let's try again here. There we go. I did not spread misinformation to our spectator squad this time by, and we have ourselves finally the possible conclusion to this matchup, unless Iowa State took the opportunity to really put in a good timeout and get things underway here. As of course going to be picking all the same operators, and sure enough, this is the opportunity where we saw Iowa. They disconnected, but they sent it. Like I said, lots of traps this time by, which Saints are going to have to be moving super slow to make sure they avoid.
Yeah, for sure. And one thing I do want to point out, a huge shout out to Rainbow Six for having like the implementing the previous rounds like statistics and stuff like that. Because so you can actually now be at the 6-4 scoreline here once again rather than 0-0, just trying to make some scuff thing work. Yeah. So it is going to be really nice to have that as well. So 6-4 scoreline at the top of your screen, as you can see, first to 7 unless it's tied 6-6. Then it is first to 8. So let's see how this one plays out. St. Clair College now having a big upper hand, as we were saying. They're now leading by 2. They have themselves a little bit of a cushion. They essentially have to win 1 out of these next 2 rounds in order to close things out and not to force an overtime. If they do drop these next 2, we will see an overtime come through.
And I know that's exactly like the last thing these players want. I know they're itching to not only finish this one, but to get into their next one as well.
And they were 20 minutes behind on.
Yeah, and of course, like, I mean, CR6, they're going to, like, if they're in dose, they can just quickly hop on over to the stream and see that, okay, this is actually still going. There's a bit of a tech issue. And I'm sure it is calculated, but our opponents for the next matchup might be just pinging question marks in their head. But nonetheless, we are now underway. Let's see if this trap-based style coming out of Iowa State University will catch the Saints off guard, or will they just kind of check their corners, check their feet, and just absolutely bowl through this.
Yeah, the Saints having an opportunity to close things out here now. They're probably going to want to use it because, as you were saying, itching to get out of this game. And not only that, just itching to just close this one out and not have to worry about it anymore. So here we go. Still a 5v5, though. A little bit slower of a play. No really aggressive early picks coming through from either side. That is, as per usual, what we would see, though. Now this game is at match point. Players tending to, typically slow things down a little bit. But Detective will spot out that first player, but he does get shot in return. Doesn't see the feet, but he does see the drone pop through. So that is a good amount of intel here for Detective, knowing how many players are behind him. Noxu going to find Machia, though. Now going to put us into a 5v4 player advantage. As Vazdex finds Detective as well. 5v3. This is great news for the side of St. Clair. A 5v3 is massive in a game that is no respawn 5v5. So really big stuff there from St. Clair to put this down to a 5v3 and taking down 2 of their, kind of their bigger players right now. Till will answer back, takes down Noxu, though. So that's a very big frag for them. You still have the player advantage if you're St. Clair, though, and Rapid taking down Till is absolutely massive. Now, in the 2-on-1 gunfights, every single gunfight you have, if you're St. Clair number one, or sorry, no one, gonna come through and try to find something, but they know exactly where he is too, as he shot some drones out. Thinman's gonna take down Vazdex though, so a lot of these St. Clair players probably more concerned about Thinman's as of now, rather than the side of no one. And it is going to be St. Clair still just locking down the defense. Lots of time to work with here if you're Iowa State.
And no one's been kind of quiet as of right now, but the thing is, too, he's also much faster, I do believe, compared to Thinman, unless they're the exact same, and I'm just absolutely spreading misinformation. But Jam Beast does end up falling here. Something managed to take him down. Sure enough, the Frost Trap actually instantly knocking him down. Of course, 100 to 0
the
knockdown.
diffuser.
But that's a big thing. You can leave Jam Beast down for the time being, get the objective down, force the hand of Iowa State. And so far, so good. Rapid finds one. It's all down to no one. Good night. It is going to be Gangstology finishing the job. Saints are going to already improve their premier record here compared to last season as they start the league off with the dub.
Hey, same amount of wins as we had last season, so let's go. Congrats all around, guys. Here we go once again. And they're looking to go for number 2 here now, just around the corner. You know, we're going to give a little bit of a brief little rundown on this game. They played very well there. Very good stuff. Starting off the season 1-0. GG's to Iowa State. They came out swinging, and I really thought Iowa State, after those first 2 rounds, was going to look a lot stronger than they actually did, as St. Clair answered back very nicely. They really did show that they can come back. They kept their composure, and that's one thing I love to see from them.
Absolutely, and especially through the little bit of a lull that we kind of had there towards the end, where it's easy to kind of like have like the feeling of the frog stuck in your throat, right?
Yeah.
Like you're right on the edge of victory, and it's like your first game back. You want to start off with the dub, and it can be extremely nerve-wracking, but still very awesome. See Saints starting things off with a W, and we're gonna basically be doing a reset here because, like we were mentioning before, we have ourselves another opponent waiting for us. So even more Rainbow Six Siege action here from the CollegiateR6 just right around the corner. Any final thoughts for the match here versus Iowa State?
Not a whole lot. I'd just like to see a lot of that teamwork and chemistry come through. I'd like to see them get a better start off to the game rather than dropping too early. It really could hurt them in the long run. And other than that, though, I'm just really excited to get into this game too. And hopefully the Saints are looking to go 2-0 here to start us off. But thanks for tuning in with us. We'll be right back here after this short break.